What's the one that makes the people suck on pacifiers? I'll look it up later.
I don't know this drug world you speak of. Anyway.
Welcome to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. You probably aren't. And frankly, that's why we like you. You're a wonderful person. But you know what would make you even more wonderful? Even better looking? Dashing, dare I say? Ooh. Might make your spouse more attractive and you think, ooh la lure, I'm married to her or him. You know, got some lady listeners.
Or some LGBTQ listeners.
We might have some too. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Hit like and subscribe and hit us up in the comments if you are.
Please
I don't know. I don't know if we have that demographic yet. But we're the
I'd like to think we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, regardless, if you want to get better looking, if you want people in your family to get better looking, go to patreon.com/chillfiltered, and I guarantee you'll feel better looking by the end of the day. It's the truth.
For life.
Speaking of good looking, Cole.
That's me.
That beard's looking fierce, brother.
I should unbutton a button.
I did. I wasn't.
Hey.
We're going.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast where we start going for sexy likes.
Sexy likes. We should start doing clickbait in that way on YouTube.
You won't believe how sexy these guys get.
Exactly. And whiskey's involved somehow. Yeah. Life's good. Just chugging along. We you know what I'm excited for, Robbie? And what I stand for in my marriage? I stand for a date night every here and there. And like I would say, you know, we used to do a date night every week. But I would push for every 2 weeks. But with a newborn, that's almost impossible. So, Robbie doesn't do date nights?
No, I thought today would be the day where I wasn't going to be a sweaty beast.
It's hot out there, apparently.
Oh man, I am so sweaty right now, and I was like, let's lean into it
right now.
Boise's 90 right now.
Okay,
we have a little bit of humidity, and I am just a sweaty, ugly beast. Anyway,
and that's hotter than here right now, and we're in the south.
The upper south.
You can see the little sweat on my brow.
The shallow south.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
it's the shallow end of the south.
So, date nights hard to come by, I imagine. But you say that like, oh, Robbie, my wife recently called me out like, you haven't planned any dates in a long time. I'm like,
dude, dates.
You're right.
I'm good at it. Dude, if there's one thing I'm good at in this whole world, it's planning dates. And like,
hey, will you plan a date for me and Chelsea, please?
I've done it. I've done that kind of thing. Yeah. It's so just up my alley. And I'm not even like an organized kind of guy, but I can put things together and thoughtful things. Like, I don't know. Like I could just make a whole plan and say like, hey, next you're going to go here. And then we're going to go to a swing dance lesson or something like that. It's just silly things, but like it adds up to like a meaningful connection.
Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like putting people out by asking them to watch the girls, even though we have people that do. And then on top of it, Chelsea is like, she's really good at planning our social lives. Like I am good with structure. Like I will make sure the bathrooms are deep cleaned. I will make sure the floors are washed. Like I'm good at doing that stuff weekly. But then like outside of like my weekly routine, like if it's not part of my weekly routine, I'm awful at it. So, and so she'll be like, and then the other problem is I forget. Like surprisingly, Robbie forgets things. But I'll be like, it'd be fun to go do this weekend. Chelsea's like, no, we have this and that and this going on. I'm like, God, you're right.
Yeah. That's why I got to plan ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, your date nights. You got a date planned? You going on a date? You want to have a date?
It's just dinner this time. Maybe we'll figure something else after because I think this is, it'll be our second date with both kids. But But yeah, we got a fancy dinner, steakhouse type place.
Nice.
And then maybe I'll figure something else after, because
You probably
the
will,
hard
'cause that's
thing
you.
is that with a newborn, especially for Heather, is that she will think like, I miss my baby. I need to take care of them. She's not all right. And it's like they're sending, like, the babysitters are like usually my in-laws. They're sending pictures where they're like, she's having a blast. Like, both kids are having a blast. And we're like, okay. But then Heather's just like, no, I need to go home. And I'm like, can't we just like enjoy another hour of, something else? And she doesn't want to do that sometimes. But I'm going to try. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan something else and say, hey, are you going to, back out of this plan?
I don't know, man. I don't think you challenge your wife like that.
I think I'm gonna try, and
Okay.
if she's adamant about it, yeah, I'll go on her
Your
side.
screen name should not be Cole. It should be Colhones, because that would take some.
But frijoles, I like to say.
Speaking of frijoles, do you like Fritos?
Oh,
do you eat Fritos by themselves? No. I don't know why I asked you that last week.
I'll bring up the frijoles on the live read ad later today. Later in the episode, of course. But yeah, I think I'll do that, because like, here's my thing is I am like a scientist when it comes to date planning. Like it's true. It sounds silly, but it's true. Like, I will find the most intentional things and say like, hey, like, these are some of the best times. Like my wife will say like, this was the most meaningful part of the date. And I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to cash in on that later, that knowledge later. And, we'll get some ice cream. We'll go to a little cool place. Like maybe even like a cool, like safe park, and we'll walk around the park, or like with our ice cream in hand and like stuff like that. I'm good at that stuff. So, yeah, that's my thing. And otherwise, yeah, I got one coming up this Saturday.
Do you want cone, bowl, or hand? Oh, my name's Cole. I like ice cream in my hand.
Well,
we're gonna walk around a safe
like a
park.
bowl in your hand, or like a cone, or even
are you a cone or bowl
pint.
guy? Are you?
I don't like cones, actually. I avoid cones because of the mess.
Not a cone fan.
Yeah, but what are you? This is a very important question, listeners and Robbie. Bowl or mug at home
for ice cream?
Yeah,
the combo. We got these big ones from Target. They're like really wide, and it's got a handle on it. So it's like a taller bowl.
I don't know. That's a bowl. I'm not a bowl guy. I'm a
it's
mug
got,
guy.
but it's got a handle on it. You can hold it like a mug. You could drink hot,
like a bowl of Soul. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't drink coffee.
If you get it,
I don't drink coffee like a child. I don't drink it with tons of cinnamon, chocolate.
Dude, so good. Like
it is
like
good.
I
always have a sip of Chelsea's when she gets it.
Dude, I miss that so much. That's like my happy place still. Is maybe not my like 100% like number one happy place, but it's top 5 happy places. Java Downtown Boise with a bowl of Soul in my hand. Not in a cone, not in a bowl, actually in a bowl, but in a bowl in my hand. So
okay, so you are a bowl guy.
No, when it comes to ice cream, I am a mug guy. But when it comes to a bowl of Soul at Java, it is a bowl. Yeah, I'd rather have it in a bowl than in a mug, unless I got a roll,
So that's the thing. So this is more like the ones that are like more like large cappuccino. I ordered what is it? Large cappuccino. Hello, like that kind of a thing. Like that's what I'll eat them out of. Because that's, I don't know. You eat ice cream out of a mug?
Yeah, that's how I was raised, and I won't
like
change my mind. Preferably like one of those. Actually, great. Another Boise reference is what is it? Linen District. Bakery. Why am I blanking?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh man.
City.
I go there and get the loaded potatoes every time.
What is it? City? City? Is City in the name? The heck is our problem?
Big city. Big
Oh, look at us
yeah.
mind melding. We both got big city at the same time.
So yeah, big cities in the Linden district of Boise. They have like those like speckled camper mugs. Those are the best in my opinion.
I would say that's a good size.
Yeah.
Cole, do you remember the name of our breakfast place in Salt Lake?
Yeah, City O City. No. That was in Denver. It was called Eggs in the City.
Eggs in the City. Yep.
My fan is making noise above me for some reason.
I don't hear it. I wish I don't hear it. That makes me think maybe I should put a fan in here so I can like cool down a little
cool
bit.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
So you got a fun date. Golly, this is like some serious meandering. Not from whiskey, but from the dating. So you got a good date planned this weekend?
And then get this. What is today? The 24th we're recording. Yeah. In a month on the 29th, it'll be our 10-year anniversary. What'll it be for you guys?
We are at 17, I believe. We did 17 on the 28th of July.
So that's so funny. When Heather was living with you guys, you were only like 7 years in or something like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
What a good time. Did I ever tell you that this is weird, but it's also just real. So Heather and I waited a while to kiss, and our first kiss was on your couch. Did I ever tell you that?
No. Oh man, yeah. Now I gotta find the people we sold it to and tell them it's been kissed on. Gosh dang it, Cole.
Mm-hmm. Kissed hard. No, no, we're these Christian,
I would have cut. You would have told me which Christian, and I would have cut it out for you. And like, that you could have had a very intentional date moment. Like, this is where we kissed.
This is just random. Do you ever see those memes where it's like, what if we kissed at the Taco Bell with the buzzing lights above us? Or something like that.
Man.
Speaking of buzzing lights, I am drinking Del Bac's Ode to Isla from last year.
You've mentioned.
Did I mention that to you? I think I mentioned that prior to recording.
I think maybe you did. That's no.
So
it's all coming back.
That's going to be my entry buzz into the real buzz of Normandy today, which we're going to be drinking Del Bac Normandie. So let's hope it can keep up.
You know, one of my favorite date memories from when Heather was living with us is Chelsea and I were like, all right, we'll see you guys later. We're going to go out and have a little date. And we went to like the Nike store and looked at some shoes for Mara and us and stuff like that. And then we were like, let's get something to eat. So we went over to some noodle place. And who happened to be in line waiting for noodles? Heather and Cole. Do you remember that? And then we were both like, we'll see you guys later.
Was the place
called?
We
hung out. It was like Noodles and More or something like that.
Okay.
And then we're like, because at home we're like, all right, see you guys have fun. You have fun because we like just hung out or did like something with each other.
Funny. And we're like, oh, you guys?
Same restaurant.
That's
like,
funny.
Oh, I guess we'll sit together. And then we hung out.
Oh, I think I do remember that now.
Yeah. I always thought.
Why'd I go to a noodle place when I could have gone to Boise Fry Company?
No, you didn't know. Back then, you didn't
Another Boise staple.
Boise Fry Company. I haven't been there for a while. We're getting an In-N-Out. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, when's that?
It should be ready in the next month or two, I guess.
Wow.
But
good luck getting in there.
Here's my advice. Good luck getting out.
The restaurant. Don't do the drive-through. The drive-through takes forever, no matter where you are.
Take forever.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like I knew we were getting one. I'm like, am I gonna like it as much when we actually have one?
It's not California, or I guess it's not Salt Lake.
Because it was always like we go on a trip. I'm like, oh, there's In-N-Out. You can't get that somewhere. The same with like I like Shake Shack a lot, and I don't like in here like I don't ever go out for like random fast food burgers.
Mm-hmm.
But we had one when we were in Salt Lake, and I was like, gosh, the tomatoes are so fresh. The lettuce is fresh.
So fresh.
The onions are fresh. It's just a delicious
Unless
burger.
they're the cooked onions in the animal style. Ayo.
I vacillate between raw onion and cooked onion. Both are good in their own way.
I think they both have their scene, to be honest. On a burger, you can go either way. Mm-hmm.
I think I'll tell you this much though. This is why I love Shake Shack. Mm-hmm. Shake Shack is probably my favorite fast food burger because you get the hot peppers on it. And I love a little spice up my hamburgers on anything.
So there was one that just opened near my work. I think it opened like this week or no, this month I think. And so I got to check it out. It's been a while. I went to one in Phoenix, I want to say. It's been a while.
You know it
yeah,
is
Phoenix.
You know what is a tasty place that we went to in Phoenix that I really enjoyed that you can put jalapenos on? Whataburger. Delicious.
Nice. Yeah, we got it all in Phoenix. That was another thing I loved about Phoenix is that you got chains that were like local chains to cities like Chicago or like, just California or like Texas, but then they're never anywhere else, but they're in Phoenix as well. Like there happen to just
I bet
be
I
in
know
Phoenix
why.
as well.
Snowbirds, man. Because of the
exactly.
snowbirds.
And they're like, I need my Texas burger to be available when I spend the winter in Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah. My friends made fun of me when we went to Phoenix because they're like, I was like adamant, like, I gotta try Whataburger. I gotta try Whataburger.
It's good.
Have you ever been to a Wahlburger?
No, never.
There's one in Vegas. I've never been. No.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
How are you doing though?
Well, now I'm hungry. So
I know,
there's
right?
that.
I haven't even eaten dinner. Yeah.
No, we're good. It's been a rough week. I know on the drink along, I mentioned it on the drink along, but I haven't really. Not on the. We put Moose passed away on Monday. We had to put him down.
Oh, I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah. Well, we thought we were gonna get a week or two.
Oh.
We did the drink along Sunday night. Like Chelsea didn't sleep at all because she just kept hearing him. Like he could not sleep. He was up and he was just panning the whole time, and his heart was racing. So she's like, I think we gotta do it on Monday. So took him on Monday, and it was hard. Like
Moose.
The girls
You've been there before.
Yeah, the girls really took it hard, and it's hard because you're like, man, what if he does get a little bit better? That's in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
But he was just, if I ever pet Moose, it was like just turns into a lazy lump of potatoes, like sack of potatoes, and like would fall in my lap. And he would try to do that, but then he couldn't breathe. And I was like, yeah. So it was good in the sense that when they administered it, I'm like, you're asleep, bud. You're fine. You're resting now. So
who's the person that said if do dogs go to heaven? If not, I want to go where they go.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I always think heaven is like
mostly good.
Wilson, shut up. Wilson's barking. Wilson.
He's not going to heaven.
You're a dumb dog. No, that's the thing. Is like I always think the best thing, like when you get to heaven, like every dog you've ever met in your life is like, you're here. Like,
yeah, I'm so happy to see. Oh my goodness, that's a thought, man.
It's just the welcome home greeting from them. So that was hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And I also mentioned on the drink along, my in-laws. In Silver Lake that I went to a couple weeks ago. Their whole house just burned down, minus the basketball hoop. They sent us pictures. The basketball hoop is the one thing.
Was the tether intact?
Yeah, the net was fine too. Like it didn't even melt.
Yeah.
And so like they had their boat on the dock, and like the vinyl seats on the boat had melted and stuff like that. But like the net did not melt. I'm like, man, we gotta start building everything out of basketball hoops and Nalgene bottles. Yeah. So, but anyway, and it's awful.
How are they doing?
It's hard, man. It's really
at
the parents. The nice thing is they are fortunate enough to have a life where it sucks and it's a setback.
Yeah.
But like, you just think of people who are like, there's people probably sleeping in like high school gymnasiums right now because they don't have anywhere to go. So they came here. They're up at Chelsea's brother's house and stuff. Yeah. So I'm happy because I got to see him. Went swimming with all the kids last night. Nice. And like it'll be fun because the twins have a soccer game on Saturday, and like Mara has cross country meets. Their kids might, so you kind of do like the family things with them. So I'm excited about that. And then like their kid, the two oldest kids, Ty and Adele, might come to my school, which I'm excited about because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna spoil those kids. Like I'll because they're cool. Well, at least Ty, he's not embarrassed of me. I was like, Adele, I'll come to my room, I'll spoil it. And she's like, I'll stay away from you, man. Nice. Like, cool. Just like Amara. So anyway,
Uncle Robbie.
That's life. Cool. And I think, Cole.
I
want to crack this bottle.
Yeah, me too. And that's the cool thing. We both get to crack a bottle
Oh
today.
my
So
gosh. Let's do it. Should we move on? Let's go for a walk. Let's
crack
go for a
this
walk.
bottle. And by cracking this bottle, I mean first going for a quick walk break. And then after the walk break, we'll get into the history and then we'll crack this bottle. So here we go to break. Hey, Robbie.
Yeah, Cole.
Do you know what frijoles means?
Well, I know.
Well, I'll tell you, it's Spanish or French for beans. What is your opinion on beans, Robbie?
I don't know much about beans other than the fact that I don't eat anything other than Bush's baked beans.
Hey, if you're a big fan of frijoles, get on the bean train and join us at bushesbakedbeans.com/chillfiltered.
Yo soy Bush's frijoles.
And we're back. Quick shout out. Quick one to Whiskey Del Bac Distillery or Hamilton Distillers and Mark Viertaler for sending us each a bottle that we're drinking today. Not a sample, a full bottle each. We appreciate it a ton, but we'll also give an objective review for two reasons. One, we're not swayed by free stuff, unless you're Robbie and it was that what was it? Bespoken? Yeah, that was. Yeah. But you changed your mind later.
Never again.
And then the second reason is Mark Viertaler actually very much appreciates criticism, and we will be constructive in our criticism if we have.
Mark, you need 5 panel hats, you lazy sack of crap. Get on it.
That's true. I don't know if he's taken that criticism well yet.
Well, that being said, he agreed. I don't know if he's near enough the top, like master distiller.
Nah, he's near the top. Yeah, trucker hats. That being said, there hasn't been a Whiskey Del Bac. Oh, my bad. What's the difference? Oh, the trucker has the mesh.
Like mesh. Yeah, it's like your favorite shirt you wear to the club when you're on those club. I don't even know club drugs. What's the club drug?
Ketamine.
Ketamine? No,
I don't know.
I
don't know drugs. I just know vitamin K.
What's the one that makes the people suck on pacifiers? I'll look it up later.
Dude, I don't know this drug world you speak of. Anyway, there hasn't been a Whiskey Del Bac product.
Ecstasy.
That makes you suck on lollipops or pacifiers?
I don't know. That's
you do know
my
Robbie.
90s movie reference. I've never.
What is this? Heat? Not Heat. What's the one? No, what's that one? The Requiem of a Dream or something like that.
I don't think I ever watched that.
It's probably the one you were thinking of. Anyway, there hasn't been a Whiskey Del Bac product that I haven't liked yet. Some are definitely better than others, like what I'm holding right here, one of the best, Ode to Isla 2022. But they're all great so far. Who knows? This one might suck. Anyway, we're drinking Whiskey Del Bac Normandie. That's Normandy with an IE. This is actually our 7th episode on a Del Bac product, and we're always big fans of the distillery, and we've drank everything from Dorado to Ode to Isla and most things in between. Even had the founder and 2 head distillers on, including the current head distiller, Mark Viertaler. Viertaler is a baller. See what I did there? Anyway,
yes.
There's not too much we haven't covered yet, so I will do a quick distillery overview, and we'll dig into what makes this pour we're drinking special.
Before that, though, we've got breaking news here. Robbie just found out that people who do MDMA at raves use pacifiers because it makes them grind their teeth.
What if they do MMA at the party?
Oh, it's like a pacifier would work because it'll help you from knocking at least your front 2 teeth out.
Exactly. It's like a mouth guard, basically.
Yeah.
So, Whiskey Del Bac Distiller, also known as Hamilton Distillers, started by Stephen Paul in 2006 in Tucson, Arizona. We had Stephen Paul on for episode 125, and he's the real deal. Really nice guy. Stephen Paul owned a boutique furniture shop since the 80s. He worked apparently with a lot of mesquite wood because his furniture was known to incorporate a lot of the local flora or whatever you'd say. I don't know, the local wood.
Flora, yeah.
Yeah.
Flora and fauna.
So,
not fauna.
Super fauna.
I fauna suck your blood.
Fauna suck your blood. That's pretty good, I guess. Maybe not.
It's not. It's bad.
The story is
like
that
the least
he
scary
was
vampire you find.
Yeah,
I fauna suck your blood.
Vampire.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway. It's almost what we do in the shadow season.
Yeah.
I'm
season
ready for
what?
fall. I don't know, just the fall, like Halloween.
I gotcha.
It's a good one.
I think, okay, so here's my thoughts.
Okay.
I don't think summer is my favorite season anymore. I think it's probably going to be the fall because I do enjoy a crisper evening, as well as I feel like it's better than the spring, where the spring ramps up to like humidity, and the fall is like ramping down from humidity, at least where I'm at now. So I think fall is my favorite season now.
Plus, you got
football
season.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't watch football, so
Halloween.
Yeah, and pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, I do love pumpkin spice. I'm basic.
I'll usually take 1 or 2 in the fall for the year and just be like, got it out of the way. Had to relive it. But anyway, the story is that Stephen Paul was mesquite barbecuing one day. I think it was brisket. Maybe
and his
it wasn't.
wife.
And his wife. Yeah, you remembered
I remember
something,
this.
Robbie.
Yeah.
His wife thought it would be a good idea to use mesquite instead of peat as he was drinking his scotch. And so it started. Whiskey Distillery, a single malt distillery that is known for smoking its barley with mesquite instead of peat. And beautifully done it has been. They have proved me wrong even on small barrels, at least smaller than 53-gallon barrels. They use, I believe, still 22-gallon barrels and absolutely nail it. Honestly, when it comes to their smoked varieties of single malt whiskey, it's up there with like Ardbeg, Korvrecken, and above. Really good stuff. Their global cask series started around the summer of 2022, last summer. And I believe, and so that was with Frontera. And then Normandie came out of 2022. And then in the winter of 2022, Ode to Isla. So we're on the second iteration of Normandie here. And this year, we've already seen Frontera. I believe that was episode 260. And now what we're drinking today, the second Normandy release. So they call it Normandy with an IE, similar to how they named the other 2 bottles of the collection. Ode to Isla is obviously an acknowledgement of where some of the best smoky single malts come from. Oh, nice. And that's Isla, Scotland. Frontera, on the other hand, is named after the city in Spain, which is known to be like the capital of PX sherry, Pedro Jimenez sherry. And then there's Normandy, where Calvados is known to be from. In fact, Calvados can only come from Normandy, France, and we'll get into that. So I didn't know what Calvados even was before Del Bac. Calvados sounds more like a person's last name or a place, not a French spirit. So Calvados is actually a type of apple brandy. And similar to grape brandy like Cognac and Armagnac, or even like Champagne, in order to be legally called what it is, it needs to be made in Normandy. And it involves pears. Sometimes involves pears. It can involve pears as the base fruit, but it needs to be mostly apples, then fermented into a cider, distilled then, and aged at least 2 years in oak. Do you remember, Robbie, the great French wine blight of the mid-1800s?
Oh my God. It rues me to this day.
Ah, yes. Well, I certainly remember as well. And if you're interested, listen to the episode we did on the Sazerac cocktail. I believe that was like first 100 episodes. One of our very few episodes, not directly about a whiskey, but rather a cocktail. I think we only did 2 of those.
With that was a guest,
John Montero.
Episode. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, anyways, when vineyards were getting decimated by an insecty pest, regular brandy, the kind made from grapes, was falling to like 0 in availability. And that's another reason why Calvados became what it is today, because the phylloxera insects were not eating apple trees. They were just eating grapevines. So I looked up a fancy bottle of Calvados. It was an XO, which in this case means it was over 6 years aged, and it was like $35. Super cheap. You'll definitely see some older vintages of Calvados run up to some higher price tags, but it's definitely no Louis the 13th in terms of brandy. That's for sure. Anyway, it's aged in oak casks, of which what we're drinking today is aged in oak casks, finished in oak casks, of which basically were brought to the U.S., specifically in this case to Tucson, after they used to finish. Basically, they used those casks of what do you call it, Calvados barrels, to finish the Normandy in. So let's get into what we're drinking today, Whiskey Del Bac Normandie. So Normandy from Whiskey Del Bac is unsmoked single malt, so we're not going to get any smoke on this one. So it's their classic release, which is then finished in ex Calvados barrels, single malt, so 100% malted barley. The proof is 97 proof, and special limited release. And this is, like I said, the 2023 edition. Retail on their website, at least, is $90. So,
man. And we both got, it's $180 they sent us, Cole.
Seriously. And then they sent us the Sentinel rye
batch 2.
So, yep. So, let's crack this bottle.
Let's do. I'm excited.
So you have your you took this off? Have you been sipping this? No, yeah.
No, I prepped it. I prepped the bottle for opening.
Ready for the double cork pop? Ready? Dude. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Yours was a little higher pitched, I think.
My what do you call it? My fake cork is a little broken.
Oh,
whatever.
Okay, so they lose at least 1 point for that. That's a 1 point deduction.
Yeah, demerit. Ooh, good nose. Really sweet nose.
Ooh, yeah. Wow. It's a little vapory, but it is sweet. It's like more like grapes, I think. I definitely get a grapey sweetness to it.
All right.
And that's about it on the nose for me. Not much else. But it's really definitely sweet.
Yeah, sweeter than a single malt you'd expect. I wouldn't say it's appley on the nose, but yeah, I'm getting grapes. White grapes.
White. I was thinking a little bit more of like a green grape.
I'm into.
I guess green. Are green grapes white
They're
grapes?
The same thing, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Because okay. Yeah, I agree, Cole.
Concord white grapes. Yeah.
All right.
What was the Welch's? Yeah, Welch's. All right. Robbie's going for a sip, but yeah, it's a good nose. It's not blowing my mind. It's sweet. You can tell it's not a bourbon. It's almost as if it were. Yeah, it's definitely a single malt off the nose, but almost as if it were slightly sherry finished. But Robbie's thinking it up.
So no, here's the thing: is you were talking, so I hold it in your mouth for a while, because there was definitely like a change after a little bit of talking on your behalf, where it was just like all of a sudden something blooms, and I can't put my finger on it.
Bloom is the word.
But it was delicious. It was fruity. It was sweet.
A little bit chocolatey.
Maybe
for me.
I don't know. But then it started getting warm, and I was like, okay, it's like a little bit higher than 90 for sure. Actually 7%, 7 proofage higher. All right. But yeah, no, it's in mouthfeel wise, like it's really cool. It's not very super viscous. It's like cool on the mouth. And then it just goes into some weird, like not weird, but like just a very bright and blooming full flavor.
It's definitely a different direction than what we expect of a sherry finished single malt whiskey. But I can't fully put my nose on or my finger on it, I guess. What I would say is that, yeah, you're right. It is this bloom of something. I would say it is a little bit grapey to me, but it's also a little bit chocolatey to me.
Yeah, no, I see that now. Like almost is. It's earthy. It's an earthy, good earthy.
Yeah.
It's like I can see chocolatey. I can see tobacco. I can see
Yeah.
leather.
Tobacco's a
but
good note.
it just kind of
Actually, that's a great note. Let me try that again.
yeah. The more as I'm talking, I think it's to me it's more leathery with I'm going leather.
Okay.
When I'm getting on that bloom. But like it's really cool because it does come in. Oh, these darn kids! Where'd my water go?
Oh, rough. So yeah, my cork completely broke off.
Oh no!
But I'll just slightly shove it in there so I can take it out. That's deep.
That reminds me of all my
Last night.
relationships in high school.
What's that?
No, it doesn't. It was a very high school thing to say to somebody.
Ah, nice. So sophomoric.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, I actually dig your tobacco and leather notes.
I'm backing off tobacco. I'm going straight leather.
I actually think like I think the tobacco note is actually killing it for me because it's like not like like a very subtle and sweet cigar or like
Okay.
or pipe.
I do have a lingering. It's more chocolatey on the back end as it lingers on my mouth, and I haven't sipped for a second here. Added some water. It's definitely a little more vapory, but it's like sweeter too, which is kind of nice.
Orange peel, a little bit of that.
On the water?
No, just on the neat.
On the neat.
I'm gonna add some water now.
I'm gonna burp. Sorry. Oh man, my wife made the best chicken chili this week.
Nice.
I've been eating it every meal, and I just burped it. I'm like, gosh, I wish I had lunch all over again with some Melinda's
hot sauce,
ghost pepper wing sauce. It's so delicious.
I still got some of that. I don't have the wing sauce. I have their hot sauce.
The wing sauce I feel is perfect because it's just beautiful and delicious, just like Melinda herself, I assume. All right, going for a sip with water.
Slightly what's the similar? Okay, not in a terrible way, but it's getting more floral and a little bit of that Diet Coke action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not a terrible thing. It's not like what we did with the Diet Coke with what was it? The last week? Was it last week?
It was. What did we have?
It was the Amroot cast strength. It's not a bad thing on this, but you can tell the water didn't improve it in terms of it's like a fake sugary or fake sweetness that shows up. And it's not fake, of course. It's the same thing. It's just a little water, but
palate wise, I kind of feel that. I feel like mouthfeel wise, you get towards like a thinness, like it thins out a lot in that way. Like the bloom isn't there like we were talking about.
Yeah.
It kind of, I mean, it's
raisins
sweet.
And pears. Sorry to cut you off.
Raisins. So that's interesting because what notes have we already had? We had grapes,
leather,
slight apple, leather, tobacco, grapes. No, we already said grapes. Raisins, pears. Raisins are grapes. Diet soda.
Yeah. And
vapors. That's like 8 things there.
Yeah. So we can stop now and feel good about ourselves.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope our love of whiskey lifted
yours.
Lifted your whiskeys.
Yeah. Totally.
Call me up. I'm going to lift your whiskeys.
Yeah. I'm a guy that helps you lift your whiskeys.
Welcome to the Whiskey Lifters. Oh, yeah brother. Coming to you every week. Ready to lift your whiskeys. Yeah, brother.
I can't do a whole Hogan. Yeah, I can do that. That I can do. Now is the brother thing? Is that more Hulk Hogan or is that more Randy Savage?
I think it's both.
Okay, cool.
No, it's definitely Hogan, brother.
Okay, cool.
And then like I definitely said brother in a Randy Savage way.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
My favorite
Randy
wrestling
Savage
impersonation is Paul Bearer, the Undertaker's like hype man.
Nice.
Oh, the Undertaker. He's gonna come, but I don't want to see what he does to you.
Did you ever see his Hot Ones interview?
The Undertaker?
Yeah.
No. Was it
Great
awesome?
stuff. And same with Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
He also did a
Steve
great
Austin.
Hot Ones. Great people. They seem like really nice guys. Especially the Undertaker. He seemed like such a nice guy.
Dude, I love the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. I never watched WWE. It was probably F when you were around.
F for me? Did you say F me? Yeah, it was. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm just watching like pandas for the worldwide.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it? What was it?
Worldwide Federation or something? I don't know.
It was that's what
Foundation.
Foundation. World Wildlife Foundation.
Wildlife Federation or Foundation.
They like,
probably.
we've got it, yeah. And then World Wrestling Federation was like,
yeah.
Oh shucks, we're entertainment now.
Yeah. Guess what? Neat's better.
Yeah, neat is better. Let's go with some ice here.
I'm getting a little chocolate on the finish, but it's kind of like a fake chocolate. It's weird how different they are from the neat and neat water pour. So I'm gonna go for a last sip of the water, and I'm gonna drop my cube. You know what I'm saying?
Chocolate rain.
As he like leans into the mic.
Chocolate rain.
Gosh, we could take some notes from that guy's book.
Yeah, seriously.
Watch this, Cole.
Say it loud and they'll call you insane.
Ready?
Chocolate rain.
Ready?
Nice job. You should be on YouTube, listeners, so we can amp our YouTube numbers so that people think we're legit. Because, like now, it's like 90% of our like support is on. Or is on.
You're a math guy.
Podcast. Is on podcast format. So
cool.
like people look us up and they look on YouTube and they're like, oh, there's only like 20 views. And they'll be like, these guys must suck. And it's like, no, we promise we got viewers.
No, we do suck. We do suck.
Yeah, a little bit.
But not, no, and I think your math
but not
wrong. I would say it's like 98% of people. Yeah. It's definitely higher. I definitely put a little bit of a loogie in my whiskey.
Well, you're sipping back up that loogie.
Yeah, I will.
Hopefully the loogie doesn't have too much of a nose. Are those the glasses I gave you? It looks like it. Nice. Those German Stolze glasses.
Nose, I'm back to the grape.
Yeah, I'm getting great notes on the nose.
Nose is nice with ice. It's nice with ice. Let's try it with rice. Here we go.
Hey, and my hand got colder as I held it. What's up with that? Should we note that? I think so.
I think this is kind of a hubba to what? Because neat is definitely the best. Water killed it. Yeah. This may be the first whiskey where ice and neat
brought it back to life.
Yeah, where it's like, because usually it's like, okay, if you add some water, like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Like, really it's rare that it's like it dies. Because usually, like, if it dies with water, ice, done. But this is not bad with ice. It's definitely not as good as it is with neat. Lots of grape notes. Just mellowed. Everything. I think it's more similar to the neat, but mellowed, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. But surprisingly, a lot better than the water pour.
Yeah, water was not great. Water was still good. I drink it, but
before we get into ratings, Robbie, any criticism for Mark? We should do this for every episode. What is
he's a lazy dresser. He needs to dress for the part he wants, not for the part he has.
That's deep. And he needs to get trucker hats, or what are they called?
No, 5 panels.
5 panel hats.
Cole, you ignorant.
So if trucker hats didn't have the mesh, would they be 5 panels?
No.
Okay.
Be 4 panel because it's just 4 pieces.
Okay.
5 panel is nice because they sit comfortably.
Yeah.
And
my criticism.
You don't worry so much. Is this a 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay.
And they can kind of squish down so you don't worry about like.
Okay. Now I know.
Yeah. You don't worry
Speaking
about
of
packing them.
criticism, do you manage your aides? Do you like give them feedback like your
I
teacher's
never had
aides?
HIV, let alone AIDS, Cole.
Yeah. How do you manage your HIV aides? No, your teacher's aides.
Yeah, I do to a degree, and I try not
Mhm.
to because they really are more like coworkers, and I that's
Yeah.
who I spend most of my day with. So it's hard to be like,
Yeah.
listen, Bucko.
I need you
But
to shut up and start dressing for the day and not, or
yeah.
dressing for the job and not for the day.
So I will say, when I was younger, I did
Mhm.
more, and then I
Yeah.
realized like I don't get paid for this. Like that's not my
Yeah.
responsibility. So I backed it off
Mhm.
a lot. I'm like, as long as they love my kids
Yeah.
and they teach the curriculum the way I need them to,
Yeah.
Jimmy
No
Crack Corn and the
qualms.
admin can care.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, like even this year, like I've had admin kind of stepping in and taking over a little bit more stuff. Like, this is really stressful. I'm like, yeah,
Duh.
I don't get paid for it. You do. And
Yeah.
I've done it all the time. Like, oh yeah, it's
You're like,
tricky.
take that, admin.
Mm-hmm.
If I have any criticism, I'll tell you this. I think it is great. It's a great whiskey. It's a great single malt.
I like it a lot.
But weirdly, it's not appley at all. Almost. This is almost like a lightly sherry finished single malt. So if that's criticism, Mark, take it. If you don't want that, if you don't care, don't care. But I will say I was hoping for a little more like apple oomph. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I think this is still good. I think this is probably high eights.
I
for
would agree.
me.
I think you can kind of go a little more sherry on it.
You think you? Yeah.
Or
What do you mean?
not
You would prefer a
not
little more apple?
a little more apple, a little more of the
Yeah.
cask finish, which honestly though, if you're going to go in one direction or the other, finish it a little less. I'd rather that than be like,
Okay.
well, you kind of killed what you had.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You got a
I
rating?
like it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't know if this Hubbard wanted my face off, but I still think it's a very good single malt. I'm gonna give it 8.85. I think it is great. Glad to have it on my shelf. I think this will really impress those who like Highland Scotch that are willing to try something, who come to my house and say, "Hey, I really like, non-peated Scotch," and I'm like, "Well, try this. This is from the U.S. of friggin' A." And not only that, but Tucson, Arizona. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be great on my shelf. I'm going to enjoy this until I finish it. So 8.85.
We're close. I'm going to go 8.6. I like it.
Okay.
Nothing really other than the fact I'm like, it's interesting that the discrepancy between neat, water, and ice was different than it usually is for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's delicious. I think if
Yeah.
you find a bottle, any Del Bac product, you find a bottle, buy it. Unless you live in Arizona where it's always on the shelf and you're going broke because you've purchased every Del Bac item every day you go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do
But
that.
if you live maybe just keep one bottle of every Del Bac on there. It is good. I like it. And you know what? It's a pretty bottle.
It is. And I'm
It's a
glad to
pretty
have it
bottle.
next to my other bottles.
Yeah.
Like, oops. Like these. Get it right, Cole. Get it right. There we go. There we go. I can't even do it. It's backwards.
Fine.
So,
well, you know what,
whatever.
Cole? Let's give you
What's
some
that?
time to practice. I think it's time we move on to our favorite portion of the show.
That's right.
The most research intensive, hardest part of the show to host.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey World News. Yeah, we're back. Part of the show where we read an article, talk about it, didn't write, gonna read. Here it goes. And this one, oh shoot, I pulled up. I'm talking about MDMA now. All right.
MMA, baby.
All right.
While Robbie talks, I will talk about the color. Okay, go ahead.
This one comes from Forbes. It's written by David Bloom. D&D fan, Scooby-Doo actor Matthew
about
Lillard is now selling D&D inspired whiskey bourbon. Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
players are plenty used to the encountering of spirits of various sorts, ghosts and succubi and harpies, and all the
Ooh.
haunting castles and caves where the characters venture for loot. Now they'll be able to grab some game-appropriate spirits of a different kind. Grog to go with the adventure, courtesy of Questend, a new venture from actor Matthew Lillard from Scooby-Doo and Good Girls.
Mhm.
Really? That's what they quote? Like Scream, right?
Oh, seeing that too.
Matthew Lillard's Scream, yeah. And two partners.
Nice.
My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. That's when he's dying. Find familiar spirits found by No, that was not right.
No, that was pretty good.
Good one, Cole. Find some familiar spirits found by the screenwriter Justin Ware and Blue Run Spirits co-founder Tim Saparani. This fall is launching Questend, a D&D themed series of 16 collectible versions of blended bourbon whiskeys. The bourbon special bottles will be accompanied by chapters of a new D&D inspired saga written by Kate Welch, a veteran dungeon master and game designer. Let me skip down here. It says communities respond when you pay them the respect of building something luxury, Lillard said in a phone interview. We built something special with Beatles and Grimm's products. The idea of that really made sense when we applied it to whiskey. It's specifically built for fandom. It's a powerful approach to competing. Because I'm certainly not The Rock or George Clooney, we're finding communities and building specifically for them. And let's see if I can find a price here real quick. No, I'm not seeing a price on it yet. But anyway, that's kind of the gist. Matthew Lillard, D&D inspired whiskey with Blue Run. What do you think, Cole?
Nice. No, I think so wait, did he say there were 16 like editions coming out?
Iterations, yeah.
Wow. So here's the thing. If you are putting out a whiskey, you either got to have a community or you got to have a really good whiskey, and rarely do you find like super both, in my opinion. So he's got the community edge. I have a feeling it's not like killer whiskey, nor is it going to be like super collectible outside of the D&D scene. But I think he's definitely struck a chord in the industry of like, hey, community is huge. And if you're a D&D person that's willing to, at the very least, willing to get into whiskey, yeah, you're going to buy that bottle. So I think that's what I think. He kind of cornered that market of D&D whiskey and D&D fans getting into whiskey. So I think it's a good thing. But I slightly think it's not a great whiskey, but it might be amazing.
You know what? If it's just a decent whiskey, and I didn't see the price, if it's moderately priced, like, what is it? Jim Beam with the chess pieces? Is that like that dusty?
Those are like old decanters, yeah.
Yeah, where I'm like, you know,
or old
like
Crow sometimes, yeah.
Oh, Old Crow with the chess pieces. I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it's collectible and you play D&D, but if you put it at the right price, and you allow people to be like, hey, pour it in your Coke, pour it in your glass, whatever.
Yeah, do whatever
we're
you
playing
want
tonight. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. You know,
and there's a huge community to D&D. Huge.
Yeah, and I would assume like this stopper has got to be like Blanton's-esque, where you could be like, this is my new character, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
I'm down.
Use it as your Monopoly piece.
Absolutely.
So, no, I like that. Right. No, I think that was a worthy article, and I definitely thought about it when I read it. So, or like when I read the article title this week when I saw it.
I think as long as it's appropriately priced, that's the kicker.
If it's like 100 plus, risky. If it's like
I would say
60,
if you're like 40,
doable.
40 to 60, it would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So that moves us on to what whiskey would you choose? Last week we
got a good one this week.
Best note you get from a whiskey that you like is what I meant to say.
Nice. You do that a lot.
I do make mistakes. Cole with Booker's and Peanuts, and I went with Mr. Sam and Cinnamon, and Cole won 64 to 36%.
I didn't even see the results yet. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Now you know. Some write-ins, Paul Clarkson, Jacob's Pardon Batch 2, Bread Pudding. That sounds great.
Nice.
Brian Rapp, Tobacco from Stag.
Nice.
Brian, you might like this one. We get some earthy tobacco-ish notes.
Hey, he's from
Normandie.
Arizona, so he'll pick up a bottle. It's a blue
Ben in Rhodes, eggnog from Old Carter American Batch 2. Have you ever had Old I have
Nice.
not done Old Carter.
I have once.
The
I think
eggnog.
we had an Old Carter episode, actually.
We might have.
Yeah.
I always see it. I never buy it.
You see Old Carter?
Maybe not. No, I see Old Elk. I'm thinking of Old Elk.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Whiskey Drinking Panda, Dill from NGP's 95/5 Rise.
Okay,
That's a smarter man than I am. Marginaise Chocolate and Calumet 16 or Snickers Bar and Larceny Barrel Proof. Bro Tascan Askinosa, Post Rainforest Floor of
Nice.
AB Premium
Alberta Premium Cast Strength Rye.
Perfect. 63.5. That's interesting. Nice. Post Rainforest Floor. I don't know what that is.
Like, like when it rains, but it's
Fresh
like
rain?
also like wooded.
Oh, cedar. I would assume that'd be like cedary. Anyway. Mad Time Marketer. I'm with him. Mango. Redbreast 21.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
But like, that's not a weird. I mean, it is a different note, but I don't know if it's like a weird note.
I think it is when it comes to whiskey.
It is actually. It's so different. It's weird, but it's so good. Yeah.
The Bourbon Van, McCarthy's and Grapefruit Rind. I've never had McCarthy's. I know that. And then Dramhound, Knob Creek, Nuts.
Nuts.
It says Knob Nuts Creek. Anyway, all right.
Got him.
That's that. This week we gotta get out of here soon. Robbie's got to go pick up the kids from the bus stop. But this week we're gonna ask you. You follow us. You listen to us. What other whiskey to YouTube podcast
or even just Instagram channels or Instagram handles?
Who do you follow? Whiskey wise,
who's like someone you like want people to know about?
Yeah, who do you want us to talk about? We will mention. Who do you love?
I can answer this real quick. I really like a Instagram handle called You Would Hate It, and it's basically just like whiskey memes, basically, and he does a great job. So you would hate it.
Well,
check him out.
The reason I thought of this was because I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw the Bourbon Van, and they are so cute. I love those people. Nice. Go follow the Bourbon Van. Watch their videos. They are so much fun. I love them.
Nice.
That's that.
And when you do the poll this week, you should tag them.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Yes. Give them some love. Give these folks love. You would hate it. Yeah. The Bourbon Van. Give them some love.
Yep.
That being said, I feel like we said those, even though like we always say like very like Matt Porter, one of our favorites.
Yeah. But I feel like everyone knows Matt Porter now.
They do.
But if you don't know, now you know. Biggie Small.
And if you don't know, all right. You know what, Cole? I hope you have the most amazing date this weekend.
I hope you have the cojones, the frijoles, to take your wife on a nice date and ask someone to watch your kids for a moment while you have a good date soon.
That sounds great. Well, I better figure out when we're available. But most of all, listeners, I hope our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. And now I gotta find the people we sold it to and tell them it's been kissed on. Gosh dang it, Cole.
Mm-hmm. Kissed hard. No,